everyone, and welcome to the very first musical make. I am making this intro after I already finished the piece, which you can actually see right there. But this is a new series I'm starting where each piece is going to be inspired by music some way. I love listening to music. I do it all the time, and a lot of the times like certain songs will give me ideas for like paintings, drawings, or whatever. So I decided that I could turn this into a little series where you guys can see me making them. Today's musical make is a painting of like a little thing that a little project that I've been wanting to do of taking comic book characters and putting them on like album covers, which is something that Marvel did actually like a couple of years ago, and they did hip-hop album covers, and I'm going to be doing something similar, but not limiting myself just to hip-hop album covers. And I'd also like to do DC characters as well. And the very first one I did is Spider-Punk on the Clash's London Calling album. So come along with me, or you get to come along with me as I did that painting and as I blab a little bit. I'm actually filming this on June 1st, or I'm filming the intro on June 1st, which is when the new Across Spider-Verse movie comes out, and I'm going to see it later today. I have this little shirt that I made, and I'm very excited, and I can't wait to see it. But anyways, let's get to painting. Alright, so I thought I would give you guys just a little look at the very messy sketch that I did on my little canvas panel. Here is the original album, just so you guys can get an idea of what it looked like. So I'm gonna get started on painting this, and fingers crossed that it will turn out pretty good. So let's get to painting. All right, so here we begin. I am always so nervous starting a piece. However, acrylic is a medium that is a bit more forgiving. So if I mess up, I can very easily go back over and fix, whatever I did, which is something that I did quite a few times with this piece. Now, I absolutely love Spider-Punk. In the new Across Spider-Verse movie, he was absolutely incredible. I've heard that in the next movie that there will be a bit more screen time of Hobie, and I am very, very excited about that. He was just such a fun and great character. The way that the team animated him was absolutely amazing. I saw a video where, as opposed to certain characters being animated in frames of like 1 and 2, he was actually animated in 3, which is why he moves a bit differently than the rest of the characters. I've also seen that it took animators about like 3 years to animate Hobie just to get everything right, which is honestly absolutely insane. Now, as you can see right now, I am working on the little details of Hobie's arm. Now, at the time when I did this painting, Across the Spider-Verse was not out yet. So I had a very limited amount of references to use for Hobie. You'll be able to see in the background, like when I'm looking at my iPad and stuff, that one of the references that I use is actually a picture of a toy, like a little action figure. Because like I said, at the time, the movie wasn't out yet, so there wasn't like the screenshots and stuff like that people had. See, right now, you can see me looking at the toy because I was trying to get his outfit right. I absolutely adored his outfit. One of my favorite things about his outfit is the, I guess it's supposed to be like the paint or whatever around his eyes. I guess it's supposed to maybe represent like eyeshadow and stuff like that, and how it's dripping. I absolutely love that little detail. I don't know, there's just something that is so cool about having a punk Spider-Man character. It's just absolutely awesome. And Hobie is just such a great character. I know that right now he's definitely like one of the most loved characters that has come out of the Across Spider-Verse movie, because I have seen some of the most incredible fan art and stuff like that. And I know that I myself want to make some more. I sketched out an idea for another acrylic painting I'd like to do of Hobie. So I'd like to maybe at some point do that, maybe even film it, but who knows. I'd actually like to do, or I would like to redo this piece, maybe digitally, though that is something I struggle with quite a bit because I'm still just not very used to it, and all the different functions and all the different stuff that you can do digitally. It's a bit overwhelming, but I would like to maybe try to redo this piece, maybe give it a bit more flair, just because now that the movie's out and I kind of have seen more of Hobie and the style and the animation and all that kind of stuff, I can incorporate that a bit more into the piece, but without taking away from the original album, because I still want it to be Spider-Punk, but at the same time, I want you to recognize it as the London Calling album. And like I said, this is a series that I'd like to do with other Marvel characters. Other Marvel characters and DC characters, can't forget them. And I am very excited to do it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Honestly, I cannot wait for the second Spider-Verse movie. I was completely shocked with how it ended in the cliffhanger. And since Miles was considered like an anomaly in his universe, when he got sent back, he ended up in the wrong one where he was actually the Prowler, and now that is a whole mess that's going to need to be dealt with in the very next movie. I'm still a bit interested in how, because Miguel has, he's formed this team trying to save the multiverse, doesn't want it falling apart. And I don't understand how at this point, since Miles is considered an anomaly, that nothing has happened in his universe yet, because he wasn't supposed to be the person that got bitten. And I wonder why his hasn't started falling apart yet, as opposed to, say, where in, Pavi's universe, we saw that when Miles saved the police captain, everything started coming apart quite quickly because he interfered with a canon event. And that hasn't happened yet, or at least we haven't seen that happen in Miles', universe, so that is a bit interesting. It's also interesting that it hasn't happened in any other characters, like Gwen's universe, because her dad quit being the captain, because, that's a canon event where, like, a police captain, passes away, and that's a core moment in a Spider character's life. So that hasn't happened in her universe yet. There's also the fact that, we see Peter in Mayday, and one of the reasons Peter had Mayday was because of Miles. And again, we haven't seen his world falling apart, and especially since Miles is considered an anomaly, it's a bit interesting, that his world hasn't fallen apart because the entire reason he had Mayday was because of Miles. I'm interested to see how they will try to explain that a bit more in the next movie. Maybe I just missed it, though I have seen other people kind of talking about it. Maybe it just takes a while, as opposed to maybe depending on the event that happens. Like if it's a core canon event, maybe it causes the destruction of the multiverse to happen quicker. I don't really know. But yeah, I also really liked how in the movie there's the little nod towards Tom Holland's Spider-Man, because if you see No Way Home, the multiverse starts, coming apart because he tries to make that spell with Doctor Strange about making sure, certain people remember that he's Spider-Man, but it all breaks apart, and then you have the different villains coming in and the other Peter Parkers, and there is a nod towards that in the Spider-Verse movie. Miguel mentions, like, the nerd on Earth. It's like 1999, something like that. It was a long numbers. But he mentions, like, the nerd on, Earth with Doctor Strange, and I thought that was a funny little nod. I have a lot more ideas for some more Spider-Verse themed art or other plushies and stuff that I'd like to make. If you see my studio vlog number 5 or is it 6? I can't remember, honestly. But anyways, if you see that, you see me working on the like melted popsicle pins, which I had a lot of fun doing, you know, those little blind bags. You also see Miguel O'Hare, who is a little bunny, essentially, a little bunny Spider-Man 2099, and I absolutely adore him. I think he came out very cute. At the time of me doing this voiceover, I've also started on doing the Meows Morales plush, have him all cut out. I need to stitch everything on and then put him together, but then he'll be good to go. I'd like to do some more characters as like maybe little animals or something like that, but you know, I haven't really thought of any. I have seen some like fan art where Gwen is like a little penguin, so maybe I could do that. That would be kind of cute, but who knows? Anyways, as I'm doing this voiceover, I honestly had no clue what I was just doing right there. I guess I couldn't decide where I wanted to like paint or whatever, but I don't know. I was kind of highly amused by that. I was just shaking my hand back and forth. But anyways, we're coming closer to the end of this little painting, because right now all I have to do is finish up the background and then do the little multiverse calling. As you can see, I struggled a lot with holding or using this easel and having it hold up the piece. Granted, this was just a little display easel, but I thought it'd be a good way to kind of hold up the painting so you guys could see it, but obviously it was not. Right now you can see me just straight up just holding the piece down, and then eventually when I start working on the green letters, you'll see me just actually having the piece just laying like flat down on the table. But now that I have a new little like camera holder thing, I can do a bit more like above or like overhead, that's the word I was looking for, overhead like videos. So whenever I work on the next, you know, musical makes, the comic themed ones, I can do that, and hopefully that would be a bit better than, you know, me awkwardly trying to position stuff in a way where you could see it. But we are at the very end of this piece. We're at the very end of the Multiverse Calling album cover. Honestly, this was a lot of fun. Like I said, have a bunch of more ideas for the comic book characters and album covers, because I just adore art like that. I guess I don't know if appropriation is the right term, but I love seeing people take, you know, famous paintings and stuff, incorporate their own characters or, you know, well-known characters and stuff like that. I think it's so much fun. But anyways, here is the finished piece, plus me awkwardly trying not to shake as I record it. But anyways, I'm very happy with how it came out. Like I said, I adore Spider-Punk. I think it was just such a fun little piece to do. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye!